Good evening, YouTube. NASCAR fan here. And I'm going to be giving you the review on the NASCAR Full Throttle Racing League, race number 4 of the 2014 season. Also presented by Walker865, who is the owner of the league. We ended up having 6 cars qualify for the event, but only 4 of them ended up finishing. The 2 cars that did not finish the race were Kool-Aid Man 124 and X-Tie 117X. The other 4 ended up finishing, and here are the results from the race. Colts fan 211887 ended up winning the race, driving the number 14 car. Walker865, who ended up finishing at second, drove the number 24 car. Upwind 3078 finished in third. Very good job by Upwind for the night. He ended up driving the number 27 car. And surprisingly, finishing in fourth place was Ross Racing 25X, driving the number 51 car for Phoenix Racing. Very surprising for the finish for Ross, because Ross is really known for doing good at these road courses, so very surprising on where he finished. I mean, he had a lot of bad luck tonight, but I'll get more into that later. But it was a 55-lap race, and it mostly seemed like we had 3 cars battling for contention. We had the 14, the 24, and the 51. At the beginning of the race, those 3 cars ended up battling for the lead, actually making it 3 wide for a couple of the laps. And then there was, near the middle of the race, we ended up having the 14 and the 51. The 24 ended up breaking away for the battle for a little bit, so that left the 14 and the 51 to battle. The 51 was leading, but he was not making it easy on the 14 because the 14 really wanted to pass him. And he ended up having the better car, but Ross was not making it easy on him, and he ended up holding off Colts fan for probably about 6 or 7 laps. Very surprising. And for those of you that do know, we are known for having pit strategies at road courses. You've seen a lot of pit strategies go on at Sonoma, as well as Watkins Glen, but we haven't gotten to that yet. So, but yeah, at Sonoma there was a lot of pit stop strategies. And it seems like that the main person being on a pit road strategy was Ross. Ross ended up pitting on lap 11 with everybody else pitting on lap 17. Of course, Ross ended up continuing the night on that strategy, but unfortunately for him, his problem started to begin when he noticed that he was a lap and a half short on fuel. So Ross had to make 3 pit stops for the night while everybody else made 2. And then problems just started getting worse for the 51 again, as the 51 ended up cutting a tire going down into turn number 3, I believe it was. So that's how Ross ended up finishing the night in 4th. Upwind managed to pass him, so that's when Upwind ended up taking the 3rd position away. And so mostly near the end of the race, the only 2 that were competing for the win was Colts fan and Walker. So near the end of the race, we ended up having Walker865 end up getting loose into the corner. Now this happened on the very last lap. Walker ended up getting loose into the corner. He ended up going into the dirt, almost losing his car. I mean, he managed to save it, but when that happened, Walker knew it was over because Colts fan ended up pulling away from him on the last lap. And then at that, Colts fan ended up being in clean air, and he managed to finish off the race in 1st place, which is his very first win in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. So very impressive by Colt. Hopefully we see more of Colts fan in the other races. I'm not sure if he's running a full schedule or a part-time schedule, because we haven't seen Colt in the past couple of races. I mean, I don't think he made the race at Phoenix. I mean, I'm not absolutely sure, but I think he missed a race. So, that's mostly all I have for the Sonoma race. And for that, this is NASCAR fan signing off.